Welcome back to the Film and TV channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. We've got a film today. I really look forward to watching this because we're getting a lot of positivity with this film. So sometimes I try a lot of films. I like to watch a film and not know too much about them. And obviously, if it's good, I get a pleasant surprise. But obviously, this one was getting a lot of positivity from the critics and also from Joe Public. So, yes, we're talking about Red Rocket, of course, an 18 certificate. 2 hours, 10 minutes, which is always debatable for me, where when you got a film over 2 hours that is basically a drama, seems a little bit long-winded. But I wouldn't hold that against it. That's not the point. It's a comedy drama. I guess we'll come back to that word comedy in a little while. Directed by Sean Baker, of course, who does have a following. I don't know much of his work, in all fairness. A screenplay co-written with Chris Bergock. Please, if you are new to this channel, we're going to have a look at this little film review today. Please push that subscribe button if you are new and you enjoy what I try and do. I try and inform, of course, on these and entertain if I can, where I can, with my little thoughts as well and other critics' thoughts on these films. And I do information vlogs on film and TV as well. And if you can give us a little thumbs up if you like what to do, I try and get between 10 and 15 to 20, hopefully, for these video vlogs of film reviews, etc. Depending on how popular the film is, of course. A lot of films are not a bit more obscure and not many people sort of pick up on them. But hopefully Red Rocket will rouse the interest. We've got Simon Rex as Mikey Sabre Davis, Brie Elrod as Lexi Davis, Susanna Son as Strawberry, or Rayleigh, Brenda Dice as Lil, Judy Hill as Leandria, Brittany Rodriguez as June, Ethan Darbone as Lonnie, Shi Ching Su as Ms. Fan, and Parker Bigham as Nash Parker. Yeah, a lot of the characters. Obviously, I know Simon Rex, of course. I do recognise that character. A lot of the other guys I didn't recognise. I think there's some who've not really done much acting before in this, from what I've been reading. What's it about? Well, it's finding himself down and out in LA. Ex-porn star Mikey Sabre decides to crawl back to his hometown of Texas City, Texas, where his estranged wife and mother-in-law are living. Yeah, always look at the mother-in-law, guys. Always have a look at the mother-in-law. That'll give you a clue. Just as for ladies, please just look at the father-in-law as well. That'll give you a clue as well. So it works both ways. Just as this dysfunctional family seems to be making things work, Mikey meets a young woman named Strawberry working the cash register at a local donut shop. He falls right back into his old habits. Yeah, he doesn't need much time or help in doing that. That's for sure. Is it any good? Well, is it the 17th of March 2022 at 11 a.m. UK time? Very positive reviews from the critics. Rotten Tomatoes, 89% positivity. That's 189 critics. Average score of 7.9 out of 10, so that's not too shabby. And of the 189, 169 fresh and 20 rotten. So very, very good. The consensus of the website, where they put all the heads together and come out with a little brief summary of the film, led by Simon Rex's magnetic performance. Red Rocket is another vibrant, ground-level look at modern American life from director, co-writer Sean Baker. Rotten Tomatoes audience, almost as popular with the Rotten Tomatoes audience, 3.6 out of 5, so that average is 7.2 out of 10. So again, a very high score. Metacritic, the other critic site we look at, they've given it 76 out of 100. So again, not much short of Rotten Tomatoes. So again, a lot of positivity. That's based on 49 critics. It does score anywhere between 50 and 91. But to be honest with you, Variety's Peter de Bruger, he scored it 50. And the next lowest was 60, so it is pretty well received. It was only Peter de Bruger who was sort of rocking or sort of a bit different to everyone else. He went on to say in his critique, everything in Red Rocket happens just a little too easily, which is one of the weaknesses of a self-indulgent regional satire that stretches its perhaps 80-minute plot over more than 2 hours. I totally agree with Peter there on that one. Slash Films Jason Gorber, he gave it 90 out of 100. And as I said, there's a lot of 80s, a lot of 90s, and there's even one higher than 90. But we'll go with Jason Gorber, Slash Film. He said, the end result is a real pleasure. Taking us along for a wild ride, yes. It's slightly too long, yes. And Baker and his team could probably trim a bit to make things even tighter. So there is a theme there, isn't there? Yet there's so much charm at play. so much joy in watching even the moments of pain and embarrassment that it's difficult to criticise. I'll have a go. I'll have a go, Jason, that's for sure. Internet Movie Database, again, very high. That's Joe Public, you, me, and everyone else who's paid the old moolah to go and watch this. Over 13,000 scores and reviews have been left. I've ignored the 10 out of the 10s, as I usually do. There's quite a few. And I've ignored the 1 out of 10s, which, again, there's quite a few. So we end up with 10,511 people scored it between 6 and 9. Very healthy. And just 1,310 scored it between 2 and 5. So that's 89% of the public have a positive score, 6 or more. So it's not too shabby, is it? What about my thoughts? What about little old Burn? You're probably turning off now. You've heard the critics' things. The first downer for me, and I think you probably took the hint from the second or third thing I said, is it's far too long. And now that works if there's a lot in it. But for me, for what we get, as that other critic said before, even someone who liked it said it was too long, and someone who didn't like it said it was too long. So I think we're getting the theme. And for me, yes, it's for what we get in this, as that guy said before, 80 minutes probably would have covered it. And it probably would have appealed to me slightly more than I will say it did. The second downer, I have to invest in characters, especially in family-driven dramas, which basically this is. It's a dysfunctional family, of course it is, in The Neighbours. Some weird people knocking about. But yeah, there's not a single character in this I cared for or even disliked enough to get totally drawn into it and totally enjoy the ride. I mean, even if I hate someone, at least I can get drawn into something. To be honest with you, I didn't particularly care or dislike. I didn't hate any of them. I didn't like any of them. I just found them all very bland and boring. So it didn't really hold my interest on that sort of side. I did expect a bit more humour. This is classed as a comedy drama. I was struggling I expected a little bit of quirkiness as well. I wasn't expecting Napoleon Dynamite in a sort of more adult style, but I was expecting a little bit of quirkiness in this, and there just wasn't any. It was just a modern day working class American drama, if you like, with a central character that, as I said, it was just a player. He was just a player without any good attributes or any good side to him. I just didn't enjoy the actual role he played and the character he played. It's someone I wouldn't want to meet in a million years or even have anything to do with. And it was okay. Don't get me wrong. I watched it. It was okay, but I couldn't really call it entertainment as I watch a film. I watch a film to be entertained at the end of the day, and a lot of people have been entertained because they've been giving this some high scores, but to call this a comedy drama is really pushing it to the extreme, in my opinion. I thought it was very, very poor. But there's always a but, isn't there? There's some great scores from the public and critics alike. But for me, as I say, you might differ, guys. I'm certainly in a minority on this one. But it's instantly forgettable for me. Instantly forgettable working class drama. Not a total disaster. As I said, I'm not going to say, yes, I wasted 2 hours, 10 minutes of my life. There were bits in it. There's some okay acting. There's some absolute rubbish acting. And overall, it was okay, but it just didn't really do anything for me. As I said, it's instantly forgettable. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. And I did happen to just go onto the internet just to check what Red Rocket is, and I think it sums up the film for me. This, to be honest with you, it's a euphemism. You may know, you may not know, for the exposed glands of a dog's penis. There you go. So that just about, for me, sums up the film. I will give it an okay rating. I'm not going to go daft on it because, as I said, it wasn't a total disaster. It just wasn't my cup of tea. So I am going to give it my sit on the fence score of 5.5 out of 10. Some people got a hell of a lot more enjoyment out of it than I did. Some people probably got some laughs out of it more than I did. And some people probably liked certain characters in it more than I did. But I'm sorry. I will give it a 5.5 out of 10. Because, as I said, it was okay. It was watchable. It wasn't a total disaster. I think because I expected something really, really good, and it didn't hit the mark for me, unfortunately. But it might just be personal taste. It's all opinions, isn't it? Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, let me know what you think of them. There are sort of plenty of people didn't like it themselves, like myself, but. Obviously, we're in a big minority. I'm not too sure why, but this guy's film, I won't be rushing out to watch any more of his efforts. If I come across them, I'll give them a go, but I'm not overly impressed. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. To meet here again on a film and TV channel. Well, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.